myself a drink. I'm waiting, I'm still waiting. I'm waiting. Probably ain't gonna catch no fish today. Mom always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. Of course, I could just take the GoPro and send it down there next to the wall in the water and see if anything swims up, but water's kind of murky today, so I don't think I'd get a very good picture like over I would at the dam where the water's a lot clearer. Oh well. This isn't the best fishing spot, but it's pretty much my favorite, just because it's so out of the way. Not many people here. It's very rare I ever see anybody else here. Plus, I've been seeding the whole area here with pawpaw seeds and got several sprouted up the last couple years. And there were like 2 or 3 small little trees already established. But I don't know. Maybe I'll live long enough to see them bear fruit. Yeah, right up here behind me, there's some up on the other side of this platform here. And what's really interesting too is underneath this platform, it's an old defunct lock and dam on the Monongahela River. Pool 7 is what it used to be called. And there's actually a nest of river otters living under here. Now I know that because one time I actually kept a couple of catfish. I was going to take them home and have them for supper, which is extremely rare for me. Maybe once, twice a year at the most. Where will I actually keep fish, unless they're trout. I'll always keep trout. But I had them on a stringer right here behind the camera, and then while I was waiting for a bite like I am now, I went over here and I looked, and I saw the stringer. The water was real murky, but the stringer was bouncing up and down like crazy, and I'm like, what the heck? Those fish aren't doing that. Well, I get down there and I start pulling on it, and something's pulling back. And I'm like, what the heck? And I finally must have got stuck in the rocks too. And I pulled it up, and the bigger of the 2 fish was actually gone. And oh my gosh, I'm like, what the hell took? I mean, the snaps thing just bent open and everything. Well, I'm like, what the heck? And then I saw a trail of bubbles go to underneath here. There's an opening over there behind the camera, and that underwater. So I saw a trail of bubbles go there. And then I thought I saw some movement in the dark hole, because part of it, it's above water too, but it has an underwater entrance as well. And then all of a sudden I hear something like, something's chewing my fish up. I'm like, oh great, and I'm thinking that must be a muskrat or something, right? So I'm sitting there just waiting, and oh God, it must have been like 15 or 20 minutes goes by. And finally I hear the chewing stop. And then I see a line of bubbles come out of the hole, and it goes out to where this log is laying in the water. And I'm watching, and all of a sudden I look, and this otter just pokes his cute little head up and looks right at me. And he's the freaking most adorable thing you've ever seen. And I'm like, oh. So I'm like, well, okay, I'm not mad that you took my fish. I'm glad I could feed you because you're cute, So, but yeah, so I know that there's a nest of them down there. There's where there's one, I'm sure there's more. There's a family of them, but there's a nice little area down there. So yeah, it's about 8 to 10 feet, depending on the tide. Actually, the water actually has gotten, right now it's probably around 10 feet down from the top of the platform. But that water, when the rains get heavy, comes way up here where I'm sitting. So it's definitely varies, and you never know. It just depends on each day. This tree behind me, those upper branches all up in there, you see all the debris, you know, like leaves and twigs and everything, when the flow goes past it, they get all stuck in there. And then when the water goes back down, you got these big masses of leaves and twigs stuck in there from when the water was that high. But yep, the Monongahela River. I'm a river fisherman mostly. I mean, I'll do creeks and lakes and stuff like that, but I like rivers. A little bit of flow to them. You get the scent moving around instead of one spot like in a lake. Kind of like pond fishing too, though, because you can access the whole, you know, smaller ponds, because you can access the entire thing from the bank. Now, I have a kayak that I could go fishing with, and I've done that in the past, but it's a lot of work to get it out there, and I don't have a truck anymore. I just have my Jeep. It has a moon roof, and it has a back window that opens, so I could do it feasibly, but I don't know. It just seems like a hassle, because it's a big-ass kayak. It's one of them big fishing kayaks that you sit on top of. I mean, it's got to be 8 or 9 feet long, and it's pretty heavy, too, so... And I ain't getting any younger, so, you know... Get out of here, fly. Well, come on, fish. I don't know. Guess we're not gonna get nothing. Like I said, it's early spring. The water's cold. I mean, bass and walleye are the only thing not open right now. Trout season opened to the 1st of this month, April. I think walleye is, what is walleye? May 1st or something, I think. And then bass is June 10th or something like that. I don't know. I have the rules and regulations in my bag over there, but I'm not going to bother pulling it out. I just know that by the time my birthday on June 23rd comes around, everything will be open. One thing about this time of year is the barge traffic is really starting to come through. In fact, when I first got here, a barge was passing, and now there's already a second one coming down the river. Normally they got coal, but this one's got something else in there. I can't quite tell. I'm thinking it's gravel or something. Yeah, get out of here, wasp. Go. Yeah. And like I said, hopefully you'll get to see me catch a fish, but I don't know, we'll probably run out of camera time before that happens. Dum-de-dum. Dum-de-dum. I'll just have me my pineapple upside down cake. Stopped at the Mountain View Cafe for breakfast before heading out. And I hiked all over the place over by the Cheat Dam. Saw all kinds of interesting things. Took a lot of still shot pictures. And then this came right out of the oven whenever I was having breakfast. I love pineapple upside down cake. I don't know why, but theirs is really good. You can see the cherries on top and all the pineapple. Oh yeah. This is good after a long hike. Of course, there's way too much sugar that I shouldn't be eating, but I can't help myself. I'm not a big fan of sweets, but there are certain things that, oh my God, I just love. And for some reason, this is one of them. So, pardon me while I scarf down and stuff my face. I guess it's kind of like a pound cake with the pineapple on top. I'm a big fan of cake, but I'm not a big fan of frosting. I don't like the frosting. The only kind of frosting I like is cream cheese frosting that's put on carrot cake and stuff like that. cheesecake, even though it's not really a cake. Yeah. So pineapple upside down cake, cheesecake, and then any kind of ice cream, and particularly chocolate, almost anything chocolate-like, but that's it for sweets. Well, no, there's bread pudding too. That's just yummy. Usually I'm a salty kind of guy though. Salty snacks, beef jerky, various kinds of nuts, mostly pistachios, cashews. Yep. And usually if you put on a table salty stuff and sweet stuff, I'll always go for the salty stuff. Like at work we have. Oh, hold on, we got a bite. Come on, little fish. Oh, I'm gonna get you. Come on now. Must be a little one. He didn't bite very hard. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, nice little catfish. I can feel it. To see that now. Oh, he's beautiful too, very healthy. I'm real happy about that, that the Monongahela River has definitely been getting less, I mean, it's been coming back really well. Stop it. Stop. Yeah, I mean, it used to be really bad, really polluted. Now with catfish, you really got to watch, you got to hold it just right. Otherwise, those barbs, oh man, they got one on the top and two on the sides here. Well, I've got it to where I know how to hold them when they're not kicking, so I can just get myself in there. Let's see how big this guy is. Alright. So, no, he is 15 inches. I was right in first guess. What do you know? Yep, but there we go, people. Nice, beautiful. That would be a beautiful pan frying size, but like I said, I very rarely ever keep these guys. He swallowed his barbell. There we go. Swallowed his whisker, so. Alright, we'll throw him back. Grow up there, feller. Glad you guys got to see that. Now I'm just going to try to put on some more chicken livers and then we'll toss her back out. Maybe we'll catch a bigger one. Yeah, 15-inch